Hey, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit us up at worshipandtributenerd@gmail.com and we'll read your comment on air. Tell us if you love us or you hate us. We'll read it. This week on the show, we talk about The Devil Went Down to Georgia and all sorts of cover songs.
Worship and Tribute Nerd.
Tip of the tongue, teeth, and lips.
Unique New York.
Unique.
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
Great. And on that note, hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Worship a Tribute Nerd. My name is Michael, aka Rickshaw. Switched it up there. See, I did the name after the name of the show. My name after the name of the show. That's pretty cool, right? Switching it up.
Yeah.
I got to keep them guessing, you know.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anyways, today
All
we're gonna.
seven of
I'm guessing why. I'm trying to guess why you did that.
Today we're gonna talk about The Devil Went Down to Georgia and how Korn and Nickelback covered it. R.I.P.
Charlie Daniels.
Charlie
A couple
Daniels.
months ago.
And we're also going to talk about other classic songs that some bands have covered and either failed or succeeded. So we're just gonna fucking riff on it.
Let's have some fun.
Riffing.
And we're not saying these are amazing covers or anything. We're just.
I mean,
talking
there's
about
good
bands.
ones and there's bad ones.
There's
Yeah.
There's a
You know
lot.
what
Of,
I mean? And then
there's a lot of both.
And then there's some surprises and then there's some letdowns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The story of my life.
So,
let me tell you, you know what I mean?
But hey, I'm here with all my friends and introduce yourselves.
I am Fuzz.
I'm one.
I'm Rabbit.
And here we go. Buckle up, guys, because this
All right.
this one's gonna be
Buckle up.
full of opinions. It's gonna be ups and downs.
Hot
And we're
takes.
gonna talk a lot of shit about Five Finger Fruit Punch.
A roller coaster of emotions.
Oh, dude.
I know it is a roller coaster of emotions because I want to hate him, but
Right. Well, I mean,
Whatever.
let's
We'll
we're
get
gonna
there.
start with Devil Went Down to Georgia, which. First of all, the song already shreds. Like
Yeah, it's a classic.
No,
Yeah.
the song shreds for
Yeah,
sure.
it's like
For sure.
literally a reason to make a song that shreds. You know what I mean? It was just like, hey, I got this idea to like make a song where we could shred a bunch. You know what I mean?
On fiddles.
Yeah, on
On
fiddles.
fiddles.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's not fucking around. Back in
Yeah,
the day,
not fucking
if you could shred a fiddle, you got all the puss back in the day.
if you can shred a fiddle now, you got all the puss.
You think so?
Yeah.
Dude, Charlie
know.
Daniels was crushing.
Dude.
It's like Bohemian Rhapsody for country people.
It's true.
Exactly,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You put that song on, everybody's singing.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's
knows
having
it.
a good time.
Yep. We were talking about which version is better, so let's go ahead and discuss those topics.
Yeah, like so.
You got to face off.
You know,
Not really, because
It's not really much of a face-off.
Well, this is like, this is going to be the one talk that introduces the show, and it leads. It's going to lead us to other talking. You know what I mean?
Well, okay, so of course, Korn being my favorite band of all time, period. As you can see, this was. I didn't think we were doing this one today, and so I wore the shirt. So it really, but I'm gonna have to say, and it just pains me to say it, that the Nickelback version is fucking badass.
yeah,
Pretty good.
I even said that before this, and I think at first you were in denial.
I was in denial, and then we
because it's
listened to
Korn.
it again.
You know,
It's Korn. That's my.
it's Korn,
oh, man.
and Korn is like the reason I ever played in a band.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Same. We went to
so-
Vegas to see Korn, if you recall.
Yeah, for their anniversary show for Follow the Leader.
Follow the Leader.
Yeah, it was dope. Hey, where were you at, Lee? Where were you there on that one?
Yeah, Lee.
Fucking Lee.
Fucking
Anyway,
Lee.
we
But
won't
you
even
know what?
talk
Before
about
we
Lee.
get any deeper, let's read an email.
I didn't
an
know what that was. I thought you were
email.
I thought you were giving Juan a spot for a sponsor
No.
or something.
No, it
No.
is an email printed in the smallest font available to man.
True. It's possible.
And yeah, so
So go ahead, Juan.
bear with me.
He's gonna sound this out. Everybody.
This one comes from Mr. Eric Bowers. Hello, Eric. Thank you for watching.
I
Thank
feel
you
like
for
I know you.
Eric Bowers is a friend of ours. I used to bar back with him, and he had that band,
Yes.
West something in the Midnight Crusade.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
covered Kiss. They
Yeah,
covered
yeah.
fucking sex.
Love
Gun. Yeah,
Love
I fucking yes. I remember. I don't remember the band
just
name.
talking about Love Gun. Rabbit hates it.
Dude, I used to have to teach when I taught at the school. Sorry, I'm gonna fucking go on a tangent.
Go ahead.
I used to have to teach kids Love Gun, Lick It Up, all these covers. These kids were playing these fucking songs. And it's like, I wish the parents would just read these lyrics because I don't think they understand what these fucking songs are about. And it's about the dudes in Kiss fucking.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Most songs are about fucking.
It's
Yeah,
really
most
true.
songs
I mean,
are,
you
yeah.
get down to it. All right, sorry.
Yeah.
Read his
Read it.
letter.
All right, so Mr. Eric says, yo, man, I dig the interviews with people from bands that you know. Specifically, the Thomas Iraq one was tight. I grew up with Fall of Troy. My favorite shit is One Play Scary Games. All right, well, that's flattering.
So that's why he gets to read it.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that's actually my least favorite part, but okay. But I guess, I'll have to
more
do
scared
more.
than you. Such a pussy.
I also dug the X-Men skit you guys did where you were Cyclops from the comics and found out that he was a bitch in the movies. That was a good one, man. That's very
Thanks.
true.
Thank
Fucking-
you.
Cyclops is a bitch.
It's weed that did that. You know what I mean?
It's weed.
I don't do weed.
He smokes it.
But
Allegedly.
Allegedly. God. All right, go on. Let
But
him
wait,
read.
there's more. I'd say do more scary games and more skits. Well, shit. Okay. I'd like to see some more reviews style content as well, or two. Movies, games, comics, whatever. It would be cool to get your opinion on various nerd things. As for my roommate story, this is where it gets fun, guys.
Oh, we got a bad roommate.
We got a
story.
good. That's, I thought,
Normally, we would do this in wrestler persona, but you know what? Let's just read it
we'll
today.
just do it. I'm feeling like Bret the Hitman Hart, but I don't know if I can really
No, you
channel
can't. Dude,
him.
rip.
You're
bro.
only
You can't
you
even.
got that Razor Ramon, and that's about it.
It's
I
really
like
true.
that.
You got that Razor Ramon. You look like
this man a
you look like the
toothpick.
dude
I
from
know.
Boondock Saints. He looks like the dude from Boondock Saints.
Oh, I love Roscoe.
Roscoe. You
Yeah.
look just like Roscoe, dude.
Roscoe's a
what's that
man.
fucking cat's name? I swear to God,
I
you
will
could
shoot
tell me-
myself in the fucking head if you could tell me the cat's fucking name. Sorry, I said that today at work. Go on.
I love
Stop.
that.
Mike's getting mad. He's getting mad.
All
I'm
right.
not, no.
For the roommate story, this is coming from Eric. I lived with a few guys a while back, and one of them got into the habit of streaming 2 to 3 times a week. No judgment, do what you're going to do, but this got to be a big problem. He was cool and a cool guy, but for a little bit, it was to the point that he was constantly being weird as shit and would constantly clear the room. It happened for a couple of months, and then he chilled on it. He once just walked straight into my room and asked what the center of the universe was.
Okay.
I tried to play along and pointed out my movies on the shelf because I collect DVDs and movies, and I thought that it would serve as a good example. He then told me it was a black hole in the dark center of my being, and that I had never had a father and then left. What the fuck?
Dude, I want to meet that guy.
Yeah. Another time, he wrapped a blanket around one of our friends' heads and started rubbing and yelling, "Come out of your shell, little prince! Come out!"
What the
Leave
fuck
this-
drugs is this guy on?
Shrooms, yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
hang out with him.
2 to 3 times a week. God damn, that's quite a bit, man. I thought, don't you have to wait for that stuff to replenish?
You
Yeah, it was a weird couple of months, but I guess they're still friends. He never ratted the guy out,
Well,
so good on you.
anonymous guy. Fuck you. Anyways,
Wow.
also shout out to Decon because he works at Pint House Pizza, and we're gonna drink some of that. So
Whatever is not an IPA, Decon. I almost said Dacon.
Dacon.
I miss
Dacon.
you. I love you.
Yeah,
If you
radish.
watch this.
Yeah,
If he watches
daikon
it.
radish.
I know you won't, but I love
I mean,
you.
if it's in character for him to be like, I will watch it, and then he never shows up.
Yeah, he's he is a. They should just mark him with Kellogg, dude, because he's a flake. I'm just
Oh,
fucking
he's
saying.
frosted.
Dude, he's frosted.
All right, let's
Just
get
got
back into
frosted
this.
like a
I don't know.
fucking cake.
Let's get back into this.
All right.
So, Korn, we just talked about Korn is like fucking influenced our whole lives pretty
Right,
much. Me and
right.
you. I don't know about you guys.
Oh,
Yeah, I dug Korn. Not as much
Yeah.
as you guys did,
I
but I always
drove
thought
for
they were
7
good.
years.
Yeah.
Right.
They were a huge influence.
What about
on
you,
my life.
Rabbit? Korn?
I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of Korn, but I did like them.
But do you like as you would like say they kind of paved the way for a lot of music?
Yeah,
would
of
you?
course.
Like you
Yeah,
know what I'm
definitely.
saying? Like, and that's
Yeah.
I'm not saying like they're the greatest band ever, but I feel like they opened a lot of doors for a lot of other bands.
Yeah,
that would have never
definitely.
been brought to light if they wouldn't have kind of gotten big.
Well, it's kind of
That's-
like crazy story. Like for me, I remember hearing Korn, and like I never liked heavy music at all. I never, it just wasn't my thing. And I heard Korn, I'm like, damn, that's pretty good. And after that, I heard Rage Against the Machine, and that's what really blew it off. So I mean,
Right. I mean, they were like, if you were like outside of the box, you know, you were the people that weren't just like automatically like fucking Korn is exactly what I've been waiting for.
Right.
Then you were someone that like maybe needed some other bands to like get you more into it. You know what I mean?
Dude, I grew up listening to country,
Yeah.
and you know, I'm sure you did too. For that.
Eagles. No, Joe hates country.
Really?
I grew up listening to Clapton and fucking the Eagles.
I just assumed living where you
Joe
lived.
did not play. He still hates country. Shout out Papa
Easy
Joe.
listening.
You know, we've looked up to them, but then they also had Yellow Wolf on their Devil Went Down to
makes me
Georgia.
happy.
So we were like, now we're getting into this debate about Yellow Wolf because Rabbit doesn't like Yellow Wolf.
Well,
I like a song by Yellow Wolf.
I
Pop the
understand.
trunk.
Yeah.
I understand.
Sounds pretty tight.
Dude,
Yeah.
I get that. Like I said earlier, he is, you either like him or you don't. I really don't feel like there's an in between. Like, he's done some really cool stuff. Hot White with Lil Jon was a fucking sick song. But the rest of that record was like, whatever. He's good for 2, maybe 3 songs a record. But I respect him because he got big just doing Warped Tour. Like, that's what he was doing, was Warped Tour. He was grinding on Warped Tour.
And,
that's as cool as
he's
fuck.
like straight up Alabama.
Yeah,
like,
straight up.
trashy dude that got famous. Like, Ma and Pa in the back, in the clack, with the black, with the hatchet.
The
Stuff
rock
like
salt.
that. yeah.
Trailer trash Eminem.
Yeah,
But yeah.
he was. No,
That's
he was.
true.
Now he's on Eminem's label. If I'm not
And now
mistaken.
he's like in movies and shit. You
Really?
know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he was in the one with Shia LaBeouf.
Peanut Butter Falcon.
Peanut Butter
He was
Falcon.
like a
I need
bad
to watch
guy.
that.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
need to
really
watch
good
that.
movie. Damn good movie.
This is a good beer, by the way.
You know, I jammed the Korn one, and I was like, "That's not bad. That's pretty. You know, that's pretty
Right,
sick for
right.
the Devil Went Down to Georgia." But the one I thought was gonna suck shredded so
Shreds.
hard.
Shreds.
Nickelback,
So good.
damn,
Dude, they
Nickelback,
go
fucking
so
killing
hard. If you
it.
haven't listened to it, do yourself a favor and
Who
listen to
knew
it.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like
knew?
Dragon
Who knew?
Force.
That they had
got
that
a
in
hold
It
of that
does.
song.
It
Yeah.
really does.
It shreds that hard.
Well, they both kind of sound like Dragon Force, though,
Kinda,
because
yeah.
it's like that's just the song, you know.
Yeah, I guess you kind of have to shred.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the point of the song.
Dragon
I mean,
Force played the fiddle.
Without the fiddle, you know what I
Right.
mean. So no puss.
I
no
just
puss.
feel
no puss for anyone.
so when bands do covers for me, like when they just cover the song and like don't really do anything with it, that's what I feel Korn did. Like they covered the song, it was done well, but they just didn't really do anything with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Nickelback took it and made something out of it. Like,
Right.
They changed it
Yeah.
in a way.
I can see what you're
like
saying,
you
yeah.
gotta kind of if you're
Put your own
if you're
stamp on it.
Yeah, if you're a famous band, you're gonna do a cover. You gotta really put a stamp on it. And I feel like Korn just covered the song, whereas Nickelback like they're like, look, this is what we can do. We can fucking shred. Surprise, bitches.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
see, Korn just had their Korn sound. That's really
Right.
all
Right.
they did. But I have an argument for that since I'm segueing already. It's
Okay.
go ahead.
Right. Let's
So
do it.
Weezer put out the Teal album, a
Right.
whole cover album. They don't do anything special. They just
Right.
made it Weezer. And
Right.
that's why
Yeah.
it was so sick.
And that's kind of a
But
flip
it's a
side
little
of that
different,
Korn.
Right.
though.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's,
You can
they
take
made
classic
it,
songs and make it sound like your band.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like the
dude,
flip
and
side
it was
of that.
sick.
But there's also like a dynamic there that like people can hate and like you have to dance the line.
Right.
And it's just like Disney
Oh, yeah.
covering movies.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like whenever someone does a song and it's like just like it, people are like, "Oh, why'd you do
Right.
that? It's just like it."
Right.
Yeah,
but if
but
you do
they're
a song and it's so different,
Yeah.
then people are like, "Oh, why is it so different?" You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Still,
So
I feel like it still fits because they're changing the song to suit their style.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right.
They're not like Newfound Glory.
Yeah,
That's
they definitely
what they
that.
do. They
Yeah.
they take famous songs and they make them pop punk.
How many records they've done 2? I think
Two.
I don't want to
Yeah.
put a
I
number
know
out
they've
there.
done 2 movie
But it's
ones.
like-
And it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
They've taken cover songs and they made it their own. Like Frozen, which you hate. They
Right.
they covered that song.
Also
Dude, that
and
song
it's
is
sick. Dude,
song
it's
is
sick.
sick, man.
It's one of the better covers of that song. And I think you're right. Newfound Glory did it.
yeah,
and killed
they
it.
had a
Dude, when I was in high
whole
school-
full albums. They have like several albums
Yeah,
with
yeah.
covers and they kill it.
What was that? My Heart Will Go On. They
Yeah.
murdered that.
My
I
favorite.
love Celine Dion.
The Luftballons 99.
Yeah.
Goldfinger
Yeah.
did a sick cover of that
My
one, dude.
favorite
Wow, I
one
love that band.
that Newfound Glory did is love me, say that
Oh,
you
yeah.
love me.
Dude, that's
Mine is the Goonies are good enough, just because the Goonies are sick.
yeah, that is true too.
Right.
But Newfound Glory, I think I don't want to say they did it the best, but I think
Most
that
consistent like cover band. You know what I mean?
they made it and were like, we're gonna make this song our bitch. Like "Kiss Me" from Sixpence None the Richer. That song is so good. The song was awesome already.
But then you have a
like,
super band like Me First, who's got members of Lagwagon, NoFX, and all these other bands together that all they do are covers. I mean, the band exists just to do covers. In fact, I think Fat Mike said the only reason he wanted to start Me First was so he could be on tour on Warped Tour every year. Because NoFX would tour 1 year, Me First would tour the next year. He just party the whole time. He just liked it.
So who else has done covers that like?
Well, okay, so another one we kind of brought up yesterday. Rabbit said this was because he said one of his homies. Tell the story.
I wouldn't say he's my homie, but I work with him.
Right.
He came in the other day.
They're best friends.
And he knows that I like
Is it
heavy.
the one that wears the poncho?
No.
Okay.
But he knows I like heavy music. He's like, hey man, do you hear OTEP came out with a new album? And he's like, they did a cover of Royals and it's pretty sick.
Royals,
right.
like
And
like
I listened to it
by Randy Marsh.
And it's not pretty sick.
Well, first off,
but I mean, they do make it
OTEP.
heavy. They do make it heavy, but that's
I get no laughs for the Randy Marsh comment.
Lord.
Royals by Randy Marsh. Come on.
That's over my head. But
What? You don't know that?
In South Park.
I
I don't watch South Park.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, Randy Marsh
I
dressed
just
up
know
like
what
a
it
little
is.
girl
Yes.
and became Lord, and
okay.
and he would be like, "I am Lord," and then whenever he cranked up the auto tune, it would be like, "Lord." It would be like her shit.
song.
Yeah. He'd be like, "Yeah, I am Lord."
But
Taking a shit.
I still will love OTEP's first
No.
2 records and their EP.
Oh,
I
okay.
love
So I
OTEP.
have to talk about this now. Now that we brought this up. Okay. So I liked OTEP. Of course, the new metal era brought about a lot of people. OTEP was one of them. We're like, oh man, this chick's crazy. She does like rap screaming and she has like heavy vocals. And then I toured with them. Oh, God. And she is a disgusting person.
Every band, honestly, I've read, and I want to say double-digit articles about bands that have toured with her that have she's kicked bands off the middle of the tour, the middle of the tour for no reason.
She would be like, I'm not going out there until y'all put my black sheet up because nobody should see me back, like in the background of the stage. And like things like that. Like apparently she wouldn't come out of her bus. Like the back room was always hers. This was a rumor. I don't know if it's true, but I've definitely seen
a rumor, allegedly.
I've seen the trash bags by the back of the bus. But anyways, they were like, she doesn't come out of that room, and not even to pee, and not even to poop. And she just drops the bags out the back window. So I don't know. So if anybody watches this and you like OTEP, I'm sorry. I was there. Us and Stray from the Path saw it firsthand. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I was so jealous of that tour that when you got home and talked to me about it, I was just like, oh, man.
Yeah.
And it just hurt my heart that I can see that she would suck. I really can.
Right. And Pink's better looking.
She does look like a fucking new metal Pink.
She looks
is
like a
what she
methed
looks
out
like.
Pink.
A methed out Pink.
Which is saying a lot because Pink looks like a methed out Pink.
It's really true. It's really true. That's accurate.
damn.
But was the cover any
That's
good?
brutal.
I didn't listen to that
I mean,
cover.
it was
Is
an all right
is it-
cover.
Is it?
I didn't hear
No,
it.
I mean they made it heavy, but that's about it.
But
Yeah.
that's all it's got going for it.
So yeah, what are other shitty covers? I mean,
So,
there's plenty of them out
yeah,
there.
there's plenty of them. Let's bring up
Dude, Land of
5.
Confusion. The
Hey.
Disturbed.
Disturbed.
That
Disturbed.
song was sick, though.
But-
that song was sick.
Yeah, that song is sick.
But they've
So,
done like 3 or 4 other covers, right?
That I don't know.
They did shout, let it all out. Wow.
Dude, I will tell you this: their Sound of Silence cover is amazing.
Yeah.
Like that's
No, come on.
You don't
dude.
like that?
No, I don't
Dude.
like
I'm
that,
on your
dude.
side, dude.
that guy's
I dig
voice
it,
is
yeah.
so haunting.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
my god!
Like
And,
it haunts me. Like I can't get it out of my head, and I want to
That
fucking
video
claw
on
my ears
YouTube,
out, dude.
The video of the greatest hits. The
greatest hits
Oh,
on
the
YouTube.
greatest
Oh,
hit of
the greatest
Disturbed.
Flip on that.
And he goes,
Yeah, no, 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 no,
My
no.
favorite thing though is when the video starts, it's like building up, and he just goes.
Oh, that's one of the best. You guys need to search
Yeah,
it.
man,
We can get a link somewhere, put it anywhere on here,
Right here.
or
That video is funny.
just check it out.
But yeah.
Let's go on, yeah.
So yeah,
We're
I
gonna
mean,
promote somebody else's shit.
they've had Disturbed had some hit or miss covers, but
Yeah.
but they covered a lot of songs that you're probably gonna like no matter
Well,
what. You know what I mean?
The bigger bands do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Five Finger Death Punch is one.
Yes,
yeah,
Five
that's
Finger Death-
that's
they-
why I want to bring that up because I do like their covers, but they're good songs already. Like
Right.
I mean, unless you really fuck
Bad
it up,
Company.
Yeah,
that's a good song.
that's an amazing.
Yeah,
that's a
I mean,
really
you're
good
not
song.
gonna,
I mean, just
Right.
play it
Not
and
gonna
kind of
hate on
like
that.
do your thing, and it's going to turn out great.
and it's like it fits their southern style.
And
I mean, I
House of
don't
the Rising
like that
Sun, you know. I like it. I think it's.
I mean, yeah, like we talked about before, you like Five Finger Death Punch. You were in the military.
No.
You were in the military.
That
dude.
is
That's fine.
accurate.
That is accurate. But
Don't
the
they
more
pass those out after
the more I
you-
thought
Oh,
about
yeah.
it, the more I realized that I just like the regular songs. I don't really. I mean, I like maybe one or two of their regular songs.
Moto Grader was better.
I mean,
Fuck
Moto
Five
Grader
Finger
was
Death Punch
actually-
fans.
Moto Grader was not good either.
Yes, they were.
You shut the
yeah.
fuck up, dude. I swear to
Oh
God.
my God.
Moto Grader was 10 times better than
They
Five
were.
Finger
Oh
Death
yeah, okay,
Punch.
I'll give you that. They probably
Even without
were.
the gimmick,
Yeah,
they
with
they
no
made
gimmick,
better
music,
songs.
better songs that I enjoyed because it was the more new metal feel. Then they were just like, "Hey, let's make this heavy, and we'll sound like Nickelback,
Like they're-
but drink Monster." Like that's really
Like
all
they
they
were,
fucking do.
they were
you know what I mean?
cheesy as much as new metal allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they're cheesy to where it's
And
like
butt rock.
to where
Cheesy
it's like
butt rock.
Jesus, guys, how fucking cheesy bullshit can you be
Yeah.
without pissing
The
me
dr-
off?
It's like Buck Cherry. It's like
Exactly.
Buck Cherry.
It's like crazy,
Just
bitch.
fucking
you know
terrible.
What I mean? Just like blaring in my ears. fucking
anyway,
at work.
let's move on. But Five Fingers Death Punch
Sure.
covers are dope. I will give them that. They're sick.
They are pretty good. I like them.
I
But
say
they
no.
Do dope or nope on
Yeah.
Dope or nope. Five Finger Death Punch. They
Nope.
fucking suck. They suck in general.
Yeah, they do. I'll give them that.
Fucking Ghost Machine was better too, but you
Well,
guys don't even fuck with Ghost
So
Machine.
let's get to someone who does covers very well. What about Marilyn Manson?
Oh, kills
Everyone he's done has been amazing.
Kills.
Yeah.
Yes. He fucking make. You know what? He covers those songs like he's never heard the original and he made the
Right.
motherfucking song.
Like
you know
he
what I
wrote
mean?
the song.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what is it? Sweet Dreams?
Sweet
Sweet
Dreams.
Dreams and then
Yes. Oh, man.
Tainted-
Personal Jesus. Oh,
Tainted Love.
Tainted
yeah.
Love. That one's so
And
Yeah.
I Put a Spell on You.
Oh my! I forgot that he covered that.
All of those are just like, if you had never heard the original and you heard that, you would just be like, that's a sick Marilyn Manson song. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Riffing
Marilyn
off this,
Manson.
I would say that Johnny Cash's cover of "Hurt"
right.
top notch, man.
Hurt, but didn't he cover one of
He
Marilyn
covered
Manson's
Personal
songs too?
Jesus.
No,
Yeah.
remember whenever Nine Inch Nails covered the Johnny Cash song? I thought Nine Inch Nails covered that.
No,
Johnny Cash covered
a
Nine Inch Nails song.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Johnny
that's-
Cash,
wow, my
in his
bad.
older
Yeah.
years, started covering.
Yeah.
That's why he
Yeah,
covered.
and
He
Trent
covered the
Reznor-
Marilyn Manson song,
Yeah.
"Personal Jesus," and
Yeah.
he covered the
That's
Nine Inch Nails
sick.
song.
That was a
Reznor
Marilyn
came out and
Manson
was like,
song.
dude,
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's dope. Holy
Yeah.
shit!
Yeah.
Wow, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
So Johnny Cash, shout out,
Shout
Yeah,
out.
Johnny-
R.I.P.
He's like,
Sick covers, bro.
Oh, dude, this one. The fact that we haven't talked about that. Limp Bizkit, Faith is.
Yes.
I'm saying top 5 cover.
wait a
period.
minute. Let's
Yes.
just backtrack a second. Do you think that he removed a rib to suck his own dick?
No.
That's stupid. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
No. You know what? Growing up, you always heard people talking crazy rumors.
Yes.
And
Right.
I heard one, and my friends were like, "Oh, you can't." We were, Catholic school kids, so of course the stories were even worse.
Right.
And they said that one time he released a bunch of puppies out onto the stage, and he said, "I'm not playing until all these puppies are dead," and he killed all the puppies. And
That's
I was like,
ridiculous.
what? Like, where do you even come up with some fucking crazy shit like that? And
Yeah, no
Okay,
shit.
I do have a serious question
Yeah.
though.
I will answer it.
This is serious because
yeah,
I
go
don't
ahead.
actually
Hold
know.
on.
No, go ahead.
Were the breast implants real or were they a bodysuit?
It was a bodysuit.
It's a bodysuit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Duh.
all I needed to know. I didn't know.
Just
Fuck,
kidding.
dude.
But
He's
would.
like so
But-
skinny and
but
like
he would.
he's wearing like skin
Yeah.
tight clothes and he has
But
tits.
he
I
would
was
wear like panties and stuff, and he would definitely like stretch his leg out and just show his butthole and
Oh, all
stuff
the time.
like that. Yeah.
The
so.
first time I saw him, he had the
Yeah.
jock strap on, and it was a jock strap, and he would turn around and like show his butthole to the crowd all the
Yeah.
time. And it was awesome. And it was like, no, I respect him for that.
Dude, we
Like,
catch
He's fucking
you.
rock and roll, man.
It's art, man.
Would have eyeliner on
yeah,
it.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
yeah, it had eyeliner.
Dude, he had eyeliner
blue.
on his
It was
butthole.
blue eyeliner.
Of
yeah,
course.
man. Blue
Dude,
eyeshadow.
Marilyn Manson is He's fucking incredible.
Well, whenever I was a kid,
I love
I
Ramones.
didn't know what everybody was like tripping about. Okay, like because I listened to the albums, I see him, I hear about him, and then I would listen to the albums. I was like, this is just fucking heavy rock. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
It's not even metal; it's heavy rock.
Right.
And I was like, I guess because he dresses like a 2020, waitress. I
Manager of a Hot Topic.
Yeah, that's why everybody was scared of him or whatever because
I
dressed
Well,
like a
that-
14-year-old goth chick. Or
And
was
whatever.
the same way.
we talked about the Kiss was the same thing. Like people thought
Gimmick
Kiss
rock,
was the
yeah.
worst band on the planet. Like it was Satan, like
But
incarnate.
it's not even
Yeah.
But
heavy.
you
Yeah, it's
listen to
not even
music,
heavy.
and it's like
about fucking.
It's like those are kids bop songs now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's like the poppiest shit ever.
oh no.
Part of every day.
Yeah.
Maybe
Part
from
of
like
every
3
day.
to
Yeah,
now.
Just
As
part.
you get older,
Till about 8:30. Yeah.
We're getting old. We can't party every day.
right.
just
But-
part of.
Part of it.
But yeah, Manson is just, he's a fucking god, dude.
All
Just
right.
hands down, that's it.
Yeah.
Manson kills it.
So let's get back to Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit.
Faith.
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 George Michaels. Boom.
Yeah. Boom.
Boom.
That was
I don't
like
need to say anything else. Fuck off.
after I found Korn, Limp Bizkit Faith.
$3 bill
was
y'all
like,
for you people who don't know what record that is.
like whenever Jonah Hill is like fucking Mars Volta. That's the way I felt about Faith. I was like, like I was a fucking
Same.
teenager.
God.
First time I heard that
Yeah.
cover, I flipped shit when he was like,
"Guess it's flipping nice." Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that
I've
was the
heard Faith
sickest
original,
fucking
and I was
cover.
like, I like George Michael. It was
Yeah.
all right. It was
And
good. It
And
was
Michael's
their
catchy.
other one, Behind Blue Eyes.
was
Yeah.
really fucking
incredible.
good.
The
That
first
was a
time
good
I
one.
saw that
It was really fucking
was
good.
live. I saw them play that live at
Summer Sanitarium with the
Damn.
Deftones in Lincoln Park because I was there. You
Holy
were there
shit.
with Mason and my dad, remember?
speaking of
Yeah.
You were all
Oh,
there
yeah.
with
I do
everybody.
remember
That was whenever. I
can't remember that now.
I remember. Speaking of that show, I remember working at Applebee's.
I was on Lincoln Park's guest list, just so you guys know that.
Were you really?
Yes,
Yeah.
I was.
Fuck
That's
off,
a true story. I
dude.
swear to God.
Who
That's
do
a
you
true
know?
story. So, all right, I'll tell the story. So, there
One
used to be a
pee-pee touch.
Catholic. Yeah, that too. So there was a guy I knew. His parents owned a Catholic bookstore. Well, one of their vendors had a son that was the tour manager for Lincoln Park, and so when that tour came to town with the Deftones and Mudvayne and everybody. Yeah, and Metallica and everything. He was like, "Oh, does your son want to go?" And of course, we were huge Linkin Park fans, so he was like, "Yes." I got to meet so many amazing musicians that day. It was fucking incredible. It was probably the greatest show I've ever been to in my
Yeah,
life.
they filmed Alive in Texas
Right.
at that
Yep.
show.
Yep.
I
Oh,
met Fred
so
Durst
good.
that day.
In Texas? Did they really?
Yeah,
film?
Alive
Yeah.
in Texas, bro.
Filmed in Texas.
That's the name of the album.
I thought they filmed that in New York.
So listen. Here's the funny thing: is before
Come at me.
I didn't even know Fuzz at that time, right?
No, we weren't friends
We
then.
weren't friends, but I knew who you were. Okay, so
you worked at Applebee's.
I worked at Applebee's
with Mason, and you knew my dad. That's
Okay,
how
so I
that
knew
is.
who you were because your dad would come up there all the time. But I do remember that whenever I fucking was like sweeping up one day, your dad was sitting at the bar and they were talking about that show. And they were like, yeah, fucking Metallica and fucking Limp Bizkit, you know, whatever. And then they were like, Deftones. And your dad's like, oh, hell, I don't fucking care much for the Deftones. Fucking bunch of whining Mexicans. And
My
I
dad
was
said
like,
that.
and I was like, for the
My dad said
longest,
that.
for the longest time, I was just like, who the fuck is this guy talking shit about my favorite band?
Dude, and to this day, if I called him right now, I'd say, "What do you think of the Deftones?" And he would say those exact
my
fucking
God.
words. He would say those exact fucking words.
I also know Chris's dad
Yeah.
very well. I've
No, I mean-
known him longer than I've known Chris, and yeah, that's very, very, very accurate. That's
being-
exactly what he
Being
would
now
say.
that I've like, you know, I know you very well and I've been around your dad for the extent of Applebee's career, you know what I mean?
true.
I'm like, that's just Fuzz's dad.
Your dad got me a
but
good
at the
deal on a
time,
truck.
It's true. He
at the
does that
time,
too.
I was like, who the fuck is this guy talking shit about my bestest band? I don't talk like that, but you know what I mean.
He does talk like that.
He'd always be like, "Oh, boy, you get along with my son Chris. You
Oh.
and Fuzz, you get along real well."
Speaking of Deftones, though, they
Speaking
did
of
a few
Deftones.
covers. They did a cover of Simple Man. That was fucking amazing.
Yeah, I'm texting.
And they actually did a whole cover album. They did a few cover albums.
Yeah.
We didn't listen to that other one, though. There's
Yeah.
one from 2011 where they did a whole cover album. But they also did Say It Ain't So. they did a cover of that.
Sick.
That was super dope.
Because Say It Ain't So is off of my favorite Weezer record.
Because you know what? You could kind of
Yeah.
look at, like, Weezer's kind of like the Deftones of the softer rock. You know what I mean?
They've
And then
never changed their
Deftones-
sound. They have never
Yeah.
once changed their
And
sound.
Deftones is kind of like the Weezer of the heavier side.
They've
Isn't
never
that
changed their
weird?
sound.
Have you heard Weezer's their newest album?
Yeah, it's
oh,
really
it's so
good.
good.
I didn't know Weezer was Mexicans.
Whoa,
Whoa, dude. Whoa, dude.
canceled. Here we are.
We are.
Thanks a lot.
guys.
Welcome to
Canceled.
Cancel.
It's been fun.
Nick's gonna cancel us now.
You remember Nick's name?
Yeah.
I was trying
Did
to
I
think
call him out on like every one we've done in the last? I don't even know how long.
I edited 3 videos in a row where he's like, "Fucking Nick."
It'll never stop. It'll never stop.
Sorry, that was
But
inappropriate.
Deftones, dude.
But funny.
It's fine. You're Hispanic, right?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, yeah.
I grew up in New Mexico. It's close enough.
Right.
Dude,
Why
my-
shouldn't
my
it just
dad's
be called
half
Mexico?
Hispanic.
Like
So
slightly,
more-
it's
more
slight-
Mexico.
slightly
More Mexico.
older Mexico now, or whatever. Like not. It's
All right,
not so new.
What else do we got? What do you guys top?
That's
Oh, I
kind
got
of at
one.
the end.
Between the Bear and Me did a cover album.
Yes, I wanted to
Oh,
bring that up, dude. It's so
yeah.
Wait,
good.
they're still a
Anatomy of-
band?
Get
Oh,
the
I thought they
Yes.
stopped writing music after Alaska.
They started writing novels after Alaska.
Colors is like one of the best albums ever. You knew you were going to trigger me by saying
dude,
that.
You
I
don't need to
trigger
get into this whole
everybody.
debate right
We
now.
did this. No, we did this the other day, and I got so many. Jabe even got mad at me. Lee got mad at me because that's what I always say. Because I'm not a huge Between the Bear and Me fan, but
man.
Alaska is one of the best records, like math metal records I've ever heard.
To
We're
me-
getting off topic. I don't
Yeah,
want to talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
this,
Well,
but
let's
I'm just
they
saying they
didn't write
did
anything
a
after.
cover record. It was pretty legit.
It was awesome.
It was.
They did
It
some
was
Terry
legit.
Gates. They did
Bi-
a really good cover of some Terry
Bicycle
Gates.
was my favorite song,
Yeah.
honestly.
Dude, they can do whatever they want. They're so fucking talented.
The only
That's
thing I
nice.
can say about Between the Bear and Me is like I love them. I even love some of their long albums. But like, can we just make a normal sized song again? Like, let's go back to
Dude,
that.
if you go see Between the Bear and Me in
did.
concert, it takes 4 days.
It's the best
Yeah.
4 days of your life.
Like,
No,
hey,
no.
hey, you guys want to go see Between the Bear and Me or have a Marvel movie marathon?
Well, okay.
Which
The
one's
Marvel movie, they're-
longer?
No.
Marathon's gonna be shorter.
both sound
obviously.
awesome.
But if Deftones made a song that was like 10 minutes long, wouldn't you really enjoy it?
I might not.
No,
I think you would.
no. See,
I'm
If
okay.
I-
pretty sure
listen,
you would.
if I can't-
Korn made a 10-minute
No,
long song,
If I
you'd
can't
probably
drive to the
enjoy it.
store and buy a sandwich and hear one full song,
Okay,
then there's
that's-
something going
That's
on.
my point. I have a very short attention span, which is why I do listen to the music that I listen to.
Mm.
Because I will listen. Say one of my favorite bands releases a song. Okay, and this is no bullshit. One of my favorite bands releases a song. I will look at it, and if it's over 4 minutes, I won't listen to it because I have no desire to listen to a song for that long. Because I don't want to sit here and just be like,
Yeah, I will. I do fast forward White Walls to like the part that I like.
Like,
Sometimes,
and I know that sounds
you know?
dumb. I know that sounds really dumb, but
Yeah.
I have a short attention span.
That's
so
fine.
when I remember buying that Between the Bear and Me record and being like, and John, we were in his Firebird, and John goes, I thought you fucking didn't like math metal, and I was like, dude, the cover's sick. It's called
Yeah.
Alaska. This is dope.
and you know what? Like
Then I regretted it ever
back
since.
back in the day. If you were gonna make a song that's like that long or a fucking album
Yeah.
that's like that long or whatever, put some visuals with it, like The Wall.
Yeah.
Speaking of The Wall, Korn covered.
Korn.
Nice.
In-
Korn.
I don't, you know, honestly, I don't like that. I don't like that. Cover.
I don't
didn't.
like it because I do like it, but Pink Floyd is like, I feel like Pink
Yeah.
Floyd should be
Yeah.
untouchable.
Well, it's like,
That's
okay,
my personal.
There's only one band I've found that can cover Pink Floyd, and it's a reggae band.
See, I don't
even
know if
know
I
what to
agree
say.
with that
I
either.
think
but,
I've heard that cover before.
But whenever you say, "Hey, Korn made a cover of Pink Floyd," it's like, ugh.
Yeah, like
you know what I mean already.
What could they cover? Like that's a
Right.
hard sound to mimic.
But
especially when you're Korn.
we did listen to it last night though, and I hated it less than I did when it first came out. You know what I mean?
I hate it. Oh my god, Cameo! They covered Word Up. Oh my god, I forgot about
they
that.
did
was good,
cover
though.
Holy
Word
shit,
Up.
that was dope.
That was
as
good.
fuck.
Word Up.
That was dope.
I like that.
Cameo was the
I did
shit.
like that.
Cameo was the fucking shit, but that song was dope as fuck. too.
Right.
Yeah.
And that fits because Jonathan Davis's vocals like went to absolute shit at one point, and they just sounded like that.
But honestly, I think a lot of Korn sound is kind of funky. Korn does kind of like a funky.
Right.
They do
Yeah.
have some funky beats.
But with The Wall, I think they once again did the same thing that they
We're
did with
fucking
Devil
idiots.
Down Dirty.
Exactly.
They just played the
They
song.
just made
Yeah,
it Korn.
right.
Korn
and it wasn't
did
even-
Tequila. Duh.
No, Lowrider.
Lowrider.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Tequila. This motherfucker.
That's what I meant. And I was
And to be fair,
so happy about it.
Korn, it was Head that sang, not Jonathan Davis.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
we're really gonna get your toe loc on.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
Friends.
I just remembered.
Okay.
And you know about this. I don't know if you guys do. The worst cover of all time.
I want to hear it now.
I guarantee you it's the worst cover of all time. Metallica covering Prince.
Oh,
No.
yes.
No, I haven't heard it.
Yes.
Thank God.
I heard
Live
30
and
seconds
on stage.
30
Have you
seconds
seen
into
that?
it. No. Yes, we were at your house.
Oh my
at your
God.
old house, and you
I
were
don't-
like, "Dude,
I
you got to
don't-
watch this." And
When
I made
Doves
you
Cry,
turn it off.
When Doves Cry, I think.
I made
Yeah.
you turn it off. Fuck
It
that.
was-
It's the worst
It's
cover
the
of
worst
all
thing
time.
ever.
Yes.
I don't wanna
Metallica's
hear
already
that.
Yeah.
fucking terrible. I
No,
despise
it was just two
Metallica.
of them. It was
It was
just
just
two
the bass
of them.
player and the guitar player.
Right.
That's so fucking
And
terrible.
the bass player was singing it. And like Stevie T, a famous YouTuber, even made a video making fun of it.
Yeah.
Because
so
like there's
terrible.
even a part where he's like first of all, it sounds like absolute garbage.
Well, yeah.
And then the bass player is like getting into it so much that he forgets to start singing the second verse, and he's just like, "What's the word?"
Stomach?
He's like stomach.
Oh, and not to mention they're on stage in front of a crowd of like 50,000 people or
Wow,
some
that's
shit
loud.
like that.
She got loud that time.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
wants
she
something.
knows.
My
She knows
dog's
how
mad.
shitty that cover
she hates Metallica.
Yeah, she hates
Sorry, guys.
I
for
like
that dog.
Metallica, but
Well, I mean,
Yeah, but
Prince,
you have to see that cover.
when
and
it's,
I don't
when
want
it's
to.
Prince.
If you watch that, you'll completely change your
This is what it sounds like when you make normal people cry that love fucking Prince.
really
You
true.
know what I mean?
It's really true.
This is what it
Not
sounds.
just Doves.
However, I do want to touch on the Pop Goes Punk.
Okay.
Because
it's a whole movement, though.
it is a whole movement, and I think one of the bands that did it the best was A Day to Remember when they covered Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson.
yeah,
Okay,
I
I
just
got
heard
you.
that
And
earlier
they
today.
got huge because
Right.
of that cover.
That was when I still liked them. I don't know. I think they're a good band to me.
You don't
but
like them because when you were touring, they played it in between every band. and
every-
you knew the
every-
record.
every
because
fucking
I
venue-
understand how that works.
Yeah.
They played that record.
every venue across the whole fucking U.S. was playing da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, like while we're sound checking.
and so I get
and I'm like,
that.
oh my god.
No, I totally get
I know.
that.
I tried to play it a while back, and he's like, "Turn that off
Yeah,
now."
dude,
I'm like,
it's-
"Oh,
and
my
that's
bad."
really how it is. And I get that, but there were a lot of good covers on those albums,
Right.
which of course I could go into, but we're probably close to out of time. But and
Yeah.
there are a
I
lot
got
of
one
bands that
more.
nobody's
Let's-
ever heard
let's
of.
start wrapping it
Let's
up,
hear
right?
it. Let's
Go
hear
ahead.
it, Rabbit.
Yeah.
Honorable mention, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Smooth Criminal, Alien Ant Farm.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I forgot about that.
Probably
Oh
one of the
my
best
God.
covers of all time.
It was on fucking point because he did.
okay.
Dude, when he stood up on the car and the song took a break in the video and he just goes, "Oh!" was amazing. I remember seeing it as a
Amazing.
kid. They were in a fucking, weren't they in like a wrestling ring
Like a
playing
wrestling
the
or
song?
boxing
Yeah.
ring.
Oh my
yeah.
god. Fuck. And that's the first time I
And
think
he
I
does
saw
the lean.
Oh yeah.
A quick story about Alien Ant Farm.
Fucking
I had
their first record's
hey,
incredible.
So good.
I had a
Just so you
TM.
know.
Movies.
I had a TM named Charlie. Charlie had
Oh
been
my
touring
God.
with everyone, right?
He still does.
At one point, I don't know. I think he's worked for Deftones. You know what I mean? He does big bands, big, famous, popular, like credible bands. But he's from the same area as Alien Ant Farm. So he told me this story where he's like, fucking hate Alien Ant Farm. And I'm like, why? And he's like, they're from the fucking city I'm from. And, you know, he's like, whenever I come home from tour, I'm like, hey, guys, hey, it's nice to see you. Oh, yeah, where you been, Charlie? Oh, you know, just like working for Deftones and stuff like that. Dude, how's Alien Ant Farm been doing? I heard that they got signed and they're sick. So he was like, I've been fucking working for every band, the biggest bands, and everybody that I know from home is like, what about Alien Ant Farm? They're like signed now.
They've been signed for 25 years, dude. But all in all, that cover honestly, that might be one
I
of the
think
best.
that's like the best one
That
of the best
might be
covers
one
of
of
all
the
time.
best covers. That or Faith. Those are my two.
Controversy aside,
Yeah.
is
Controversy aside.
My
Shout
honorable-
out, Charlie.
My honorable mention would be Ring of Fire by Social Distortion.
That is actually pretty sick.
I mean,
Big fan of Social D.
you know,
Social D.
a lot of people make careers out of covering bands nowadays, but it's still good to see that people do it just for fun.
Especially
or
when it's
just
like to pay respects to someone. I think that's cool as shit.
Because there's nothing that bums me out more when you hear like a band doing something on YouTube and you're like, what is this? And it's like 5 covers and they're a popular band. You know what I mean? It's
Night?
Right.
Oh,
Is that what you're talking about? Our Last Night?
I mean,
You're talking about them?
yeah, that
You're
is.
talking
I
about-
wasn't actually talking about them, but like, no, there's this whole world of bands that I realized that like Jenna has kind of showed me because she would just be jamming stuff, and I'm like, how is there that like all these bands coming up and becoming popular, and all they do is cover?
How's there already a cover of WAP? How is that all happening? Joke. It's a joke.
Oh God, I don't even want to go into that.
That makes me dap.
Okay, so dude,
Okay,
whenever
dry
when
ass
Taylor
pussy.
Swift, her first big single came out, I remember going to a festival, one of the third string festivals, and three bands covered Taylor Swift's first like big single.
Oh man.
Like that's just what people do. They like I said, A Day to Remember in that scene. A Day to Remember did it. They
True.
got big because of it.
True.
So it just is what it is.
You can't hate, but I mean, come on, do something else.
And Incubus
Right.
covered Roxanne by the Police, and it was fucking.
Whoa,
I didn't know that.
that's dope.
I don't think I've heard that.
Yeah, I don't
They
think
did
I
it
have
live. They at the K Rock thing in L.A. You know, they honor bands. They were honoring the Police,
that's
and
cool.
they dude, it's
Hell yeah.
just pretty sick.
Incubus is pretty sick.
Yeah.
Let me
fucking love that band.
let me
Second
put on the
favorite
red
band.
light so we could wrap up this episode. You know what I'm
It
saying?
was way longer than it needed to be.
Yeah,
All right, go
no,
ahead.
it was fun though.
This was a good one.
Tell us your favorite covers, please. That'd be great.
Yeah, tell us all the
what's your
shitty
favorite
ones.
cover?
I want to know the shitty ones.
Yeah, tell us the one that you fucking hate because mine is definitely 5 flavored fruit punch or fucking bullshit.
Same.
You
Oh
know
my
what I
God.
mean?
Ouch.
That's like absolutely the worst. Aside from shout, shout, let
Suicide
it all
Silence,
out.
Engine number 9. Suicide
Oh,
Silence,
shit,
Engine
that's
number
dope.
9. That was
Yeah,
pretty fucking
that's
sick
dope.
too.
And there's a lot of heavy bands that have been covering Slipknot lately, and I got mad respect for that.
Yeah, same here because Slipknot is the shit.
Yeah.
Void of Vision covered one of their songs. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
But yeah,
Red
anyways,
Hack did.
I love music.
Boys in the Hood.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. True. Yeah. What about that one dude? Is it Richard Cheese or whatever?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
he kills
Yeah.
it, dude.
Richard
Cheese is
Cheese.
fucking. That's on a different level.
Shout
though.
out
He made
Richard
Disturbed
Cheese.
awesome.
Yeah, Richard Cheese made
Ooh,
everything
what?
awesome.
I get out with the sickness.
Dude, that song's at the end of Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead,
remake.
yeah.
It's so good.
But anyways, guys, hey, hit us up
it.
at worshipandtributenerd@gmail.com and leave us a comment. Tell us how we've been doing. Tell us that we're awesome because
terrible.
someday I want to make money on doing this and then evenly disperse it with my friends.
Not evenly. I just need like a couple bucks for beers. That's
Right.
really all.
Honestly,
Right.
I just showed my nephews that I'm on YouTube and they flip out and I'm like, dude, this is nothing. Like,
Right.
but they don't know
Yeah.
that. But they
Yeah.
don't know that. So they think I'm so
dude,
cool.
I was telling Mike yesterday that like all these people from my hometown were like, "You do podcast? Oh my god!"
I'm like, I was like,
Oh my god.
Hey, well,
Sorry.
everybody.
Chris.
Hey, everybody.
Send
Let's
it.
turn those hundred of views
into
into
200s.
hundreds of views. Okay.
Turn those tens of views
All
into
right.
Wordplay.
15s of views.
Well,
Exponential growth.
until next time. Hey, I miss your mom. Tell her I said what's up.
Damn.
Oh.
See you
Fuck
later,
your mom.
nerds.
Dude, did you really fuck their mom?
Was it Nick?
Did you fuck Nick's mom? You did. You
Santa
sick
Claus.
son of a bitch.
Did you
I told you not to do it.
you not to do
I told you not to do it. What'd you do? What'd you do? You ate a box of nerds before.